Good afternoon, good evening, good night, good morning, wherever you're located today. We welcome you out to another rendition of TPL action here at Falcon Studios. Happy you guys can join us, and really looking forward actually to this matchup. Got the chance to do it before Forum, and very much excited to participate in it here again. So match has already flipped, so let's go ahead and quickly go through some of the rules that we're going to be working with today. Same as always, one man arty, one man only one person on the gun, only one gun. Don't want anybody helping them load. Indestructible nodes, we want them to get up, and we want them to stay up. Once they're up, leave them there. Panther ban, no Panthers on the field for the Axis forces. Heaviest tank we're going to see for them is going to be the Tiger tank. And then also, things to note is we will not see any SPAs, and we will not see any commander artillery going on here. I'm, again, Night Falcon. Happy to be here with you guys today. We've got 20 seconds here for wall drop. So we'll spare a little bit of our commentary here on the actual information here. I've got some head-to-head figures that we'll show here, but we want to make sure that we show everything here for what these teams have prepped. So let's go ahead and jump right into the action here. Looks like we got Lux going up off the top, medium as well, kind of going off that top section. Got a second Lux for the Axis coming out. As far as the allies go here, got a recon tank up at the top. Allies also have a Stewie and a medium coming right down the middle. So go ahead and just see how this all plays out here. Canal Crossing, I'll go a little bit over some of the dynamics here momentarily once the match gets started. We got initial rockets coming in, landing. Nothing hitting as of right now. Looks like they were able to successfully make that northern submarine approach here for RMC. Very vital if you want to try to get anything up there in the north. Looks like the Lux is going to attempt it as well. This one can be a little more dicey. Let's see, will we see a Lux pop out? And we see the Lux pop out. So with that, we have everybody doing their early homework here. All right, so 79th going hard on that northern side here first, with the first initial little bit coming into the middle of hard cap here. All right, so 79th still keeping a little bit of cap progress here as it continues to tick over into their favor. If the Allies can come out on top here of the initial cap, that is definitely a win for them. This point does favor the Axis a little bit more, as it is centered a little bit more on the right side of that line. However, that hard cap is kind of split north and south of that little canal bridge right there. So canal bridge right in the middle of it, but definitely split north and south up into the trenches and down here into the little factory just down there where you can kind of see those, let's call them propane tanks. Goose with a big old rocket, firing it right up on top here. Dr. Pepe PhD trying to maneuver his way around for the 79th, but Wolfie, they're looking to get an angle on him. Wolfie taking some shots though. Ash with a rocket shot. Doesn't look like he got anybody, but I'm sure he scared Angry Crayon a little bit. Cap progress still coming in favor here of the 79th on the ally side here. Ash, the lone man here in the middle of hard cap at the moment. Looks like the rest of his friends nowhere to be found, as Ash now finally has fallen, which is going to leave the door open for the 79th to go ahead and take this here, as Suede and Wolfie are trying to get in and do everything they can to try to push back here and just get more and more bodies here into the hard cap. But as it initially stands here, it appears that 79th will obtain that initial cap here. All right, and with that, we are now up 79th up to 3-2 right now. Sorry, got to manually do this one. It's not working right now, but it looks like immediate cap pressure going in already on Canal Crossing. Or not Canal Crossing, Rail Crossing here. Let's see how Willie and Goofy go at it here. Willie not sure that Goofy's there. Goofy not sure he's there, it sounds like, too. Both just agree to wave and part ways, just like ships passing in the night. All right, let's go ahead and take a quick peek. It looks like one person back there for the 79th is all that's doing anything right now for him. Is Yurt. Tries to take up a little bit of shop down here in these little farm sheds. All right, cap progress coming back in favor of RMC now on that hard cap. We got that initial garrison spawn off now, so easily able to take that out as they're able to balance off the bad guys that are approaching in. And I don't say necessarily bad guys. Bad guys just symbolized by the red color. We'll put it that way. I today am casting from the RMC side. Badeus Arielis, sorry, found his way across. It looks like through the help of a puma, maybe, or sorry, a greyhound. It's right there. His chariot didn't quite make it all the way over, but it looks like it was enough for him to get there. Aurelius now falls to Sergeant Tubes, who now own back control of that hard cap or that northern sector here on the east side of the river. All right, let's go ahead and take a look over at the bird's eye cam here with the Falcon cam. Talk a little bit about some of the areas that we're going to be focusing on today in our chat. So looking at it as it goes right now, with that initial cap going to 79th, They own this entire section right here. Normally you'll see a garrison go up right here, and I wonder if it has. We'll keep an eye out there, as H Squad most likely is trying to do that right now. But as far as it goes for the Axis forces, this is going to be really difficult to get back if you're not able to get something up there. That garrison, it can be right there in the middle, right in the very top, right where H Squad is. There's a little spot right there that you can get a garrison. Which will allow it to be a blue line garrison. You can keep getting people in and out. So it'd be vital to see if they're able to go ahead and get that up. Now, as far as everything else goes, another key area the Axis are going to look to try to control down here is going to be the factory complex, just north of Church. Kind of acts as a main pivot point because it comes through the main thoroughfare that they RMC would have. If it's not straight up through the factory section right here, they have to go down and around to get to this factory. We'll call this little factory and big factory just for ease and purposes today. But so far right now, 79th looking pretty good with some garrisons stretching along from south to north. It looks like they've got one garrison right now in the defensive sector, right about there at the factory, the big factory. But RMC, there we go. Looks like they've got that garrison up, which has allowed a lot of guys to go ahead and flood into that point. Looking very good with their garrison placements here, as far as it goes. Macy looking to get one more where A Squad kind of has it marked there, just to create that full pressure, because everything south of here is just filled. So RMC definitely could be looking to get something up there, just to act as an early warning detection system. And kind of help themselves out, knowing where 79th might be trying to get around. But right now, looks like a good battle over the town center area going on there. And so let's now back out. We'll go ahead and try to get back down into the action here. Now that we've explained a little bit about what it makes this point so interesting here on the Carentan map. Let's go ahead and keep an eye on this fighting in the north. This garrison's going to have to stay up. And Kamikaze and Blood Reaper just looking on D-Dub, trying to get to him. Kamikaze able to take out D-Dub. Crutch, Kazuk. I butchered that completely, and I don't think it's going to get any better there. So, Sergeant, as you fall victim, unfortunately, to artillery there, I apologize. But Trey able to get that garrison, so they definitely know that garrison placement here, as anybody that's in the competitive scene here most likely does. And it's going to be vital to keep getting people across. Now, right now, RMC may have to just continue diving tanks and trucks across that river, because trying to get across this bridge of boats, where Pepper is going to give it a shot, might be a little bit more of a death sentence, but it looks like he may have gotten into the water a little bit, and unfortunately, I don't think he can get himself back up there, as we see him fall to the depths of Davy Jones' locker there. Sorry, Pepper, that we got you on that. But hey, you'll always remember that death now. All right. So 79th now in full control of the northern portion of the Canal Crossing point. Pulling up the first 76, it looks like, here on the north map edge. Nope, not 76. Medium Sherman. Taking a hit, though, as G. Goodman is able to get a good rocket from across the way. That's a very good shot. Nope, looks like they came up against a medium. So, yeah, they came across a medium Panzer IV here. I was like, that went a little fast. I thought Goodman just got a really good rocket on him. But, no, that went out in 2 shots. So, credit for the kill goes to the Panzer IV crew here. Chili and his crew. His or her crew. All right. And slowly but surely, 79th slowly trying to creep on up that southern side of the canal. Pushing RMC back here, as Guillotine and Goose look to just keep maneuvering themselves down into that area. Guillotine taking out Luke as that garrison now falls. Guillotine and Goose able to go ahead and tag team this as Poppy struggles to get there for his life. Takes out one, but Guillotine just dropping the hammer there. Able to go ahead and finish that as Angry Crayon and company all are navigating themselves onto the top of the roofs here. That verticality often is a great place, as people don't always expect people to be on the roofs. So that's going to open up a major factor here for the Allies to go ahead and keep pushing down into that point. and really take away that that whole southern portion of the canal, leaving RMC kind of in a difficult spot here as they're now forced to come off of the rail crossing side. Nothing up in the area of customs. But RMC still responding nonetheless. Getting plenty of blueberries back here into the fight. Jackoff able to take a few guys out by themselves here in this little fountain complex. Better James looking to try to get around, see what he can do, knowing that his buddies just went down just on the other side of the wall. Protein Bar, though, looking to hold an angle on Better James, as Better James able to sneak away back down that road. But 79th still just kind of pushing and having their way here with RMC. As this is Poppy falls down there to the gunfire there. Better James, Jackoff. Better James getting the better of Jackoff here. But Bettis Aurelius pops a couple shots but misses as he stands gallantly on top of that little cannon there. Oh, but the pre-firing, unfortunately, mistimed. And Bettis able to go ahead and get away. Spiky taking down Aurelius. Clash coming back in for a clash on Spiky. Protein Bar angrily firing a rocket into the rubble. Spiky able to get the shot, though, on him. Let's take a look through the eyes of Spiky here. See, bandages up. Looks like we will not have the advantage of being able to see where his gun is. But, let's see if we can get that peek. Protein Bar just on the other side. Slowly creeps his way into the broken 3-story there. Just like that, RMC able to go ahead and gain some control back here over this southern portion of the canal. Now fighting tooth and nail over the little factory complex here. Strafing are coming in, nothing taken though from it. All right, testing. Wow, okay. Sorry, everyone, for that. Don't know why I was having such a difficult time with my microphone, but it appears that it's working again now, so I apologize. Don't know when it went out, but nonetheless, we are back. All right. So, as I was going to say right before I noticed my microphone broke out, 30-minute mark. Remember, this is your hydration break. Make sure you go ahead and grab a sip of whatever you're drinking. And hopefully you stay hydrated. Hate for you guys to not have all that fun, refreshing goodness. All right, Trey appears to be able to have made his way across. So good on Trey here. Trey now the only man here surrounded completely by RMC guys. But looking to do everything he can to go ahead and hold this area. Trey able to take out D-Dub, as now a Tiger Tank is also there. Trey just causing a little bit of havoc here on the northern side here is Chili. Looks like what had happened is they were called up to go ahead and get a heavy tank, so that is probably why they most likely dove that tank in. But unfortunately, I do not know if they know if Trey's right behind it, as it is now satcheled. Chili device up B again. Maybe in for a rude awakening here, as that Garrison now taken out. Trey just on a rampage up here in the north. Garrison to his name, gonna get a Tiger Tank to his name here, as Kutch and D-Dub unfortunately fortunately are able to go ahead and end that spree here. But yeah, Chili did not know about that satchel as they go up in smoke here. That is a very unfortunate loss, as they will now have to wait 10 minutes for that next heavy tank to be available. Would have been a huge advantage to have two of them on the field, as they had just eliminated those tanks for the 79th. With that, appears that they are now all even back up on that. All right, and for those of you guys that have joined us today, again, I'm Night Falcon here, casting here this semi-final matchup here between 79th and RMC here, casting here from the RMC side. Happy you guys can join us today. All right. So we've had a good one so far. Initially here, RMC coming out strong. 79th, though, able to go ahead and get that advantage here on the mid-cap. And since then, they have owned it, with RMC able to get a few bodies up into that point to give themselves a little bit of push onto there, but still no cap progress ever ticking away in favor of RMC. Still with 54 minutes left to play, anybody's game here, as we know between these two. RMC had gotten all the way up to 4th point on Dugout before 79th able to go ahead and get it back and eventually end up winning that match right in the closing minutes. Speaking of which, the stats, you guys don't have the ability to see the stats there today, as the servers doesn't appear to be linked up appropriately. But let's talk a little bit about our head-to-head now. So between these two teams, over the course of the TPL season, we've had a lot of good action going on between them. But let's see. It looks like does my overlay not want to pull up too? Oh, goodness. All right, well. Looks like it's not going to be nice to us. We're just going to go back to this one. All right, okay. Manually just pulled it up here real fast for us. So, match statistics over the course of the TPL season right here. As we were talking about, 3-2 record for both teams. Infantry kills per minute. 79 having the edge there at 10.79. That takes the average kills that they got from the infantry over the course of their matches, divides about by the total amount of time played, averaging out to about 10.75
Armor also going the advantage of the 79th. Artillery kills per minute. It should be 0.78 here for RMC on the artillery there, not 78 kills per minute. Otherwise, they'd be very much a force to be reckoned with there. But another fun one I wanted to add on there was the commander kills per minute. As far as it came from the last matchup, giving a quick look at their regular season matchup, 79th came in, got 975 kills, winning that advantage here over the RMC. Really in every single category. So it was fun that it was such a close match up to the very end. And hoping that here in the next hour we have just as much fun here as we look to go ahead and get back into our gamecast here, as we try not to miss much of the action here. But with both teams being on time today and ready to go, we didn't have the opportunity to go through some of our initial stuff like we normally do. So, my hat's off, first of all, to both teams for coming in and being ready to go. It doesn't always happen. Normally you have to wait 10-15 minutes, so much appreciated here on the casting side. As the Fuzz, Spiky, and Sergeant Better James keep pushing here, able to get another push into the little factory complex here. And the docks, doing definitely the most work here of the RMC group to keep pushing down into that area. Sticking to their guns and to the grind experience there as they try to continue to hold this factory complex, which is very important for them to be able to go ahead and maintain any type of pressure here on Canal Crossing. Looks like an Axis bombing run, or an Allied bombing run coming in, though. Does not appear to have gotten any of the RMC guys. Did take out 179th player, unfortunately. But it looks like the infantry is able to go ahead and tighten that up and take out 2 of the 3 guys, as Spiky still is the only man back here. All right, so it looks like armor situation, medium tank for the Axis, for the Allies. I don't see another 76 on the field. This could be very interesting, though. Here, this is currently locked out at the moment for RMC, but able to get behind them and get a garrison up, which could feed into ruins. So it'll be interesting to see if this garrison's going to stay up here. Let's see if Welsh is going to be able to respond to it and get it out of there. Nope, Welsh does not appear to know that it's there at the moment, as he is now running the other way. Lieutenant Colonel Dean just trying to maintain some type of pressure here, as Executioner's moving on up. Get it tucked right there into that area. Able to get a spawn wave off, though, as Ash and Lieutenant Colonel Merrimer? Brimer? Again, I give it my best go. I apologize. Probably not going to get it right. But at the end of the day, I called you out. I gave you some screen time, so hopefully that's enough of a trade-off here. You forgive me for butchering your name. As they take each other out, leaving Shadow Snatch not quite knowing what type of threats are in the area, as he is being the left lone man back there trying to find out whatever might be there. And it looks like using his little bloodhound nose, able to go ahead and find out where that garrison is. But much to RMC's credit, does not see the mine, leaving that garrison open to live another day here. Looks like Dr. Pepe PhD, though, and Super Truck able to stay within the 100 meters to keep it locked out. And they're just going to keep on pushing in to get that garrison taken out. And so to that garrison we shall bid adieu. It isn't a good little spot, though. Dr. Pepe PhD not going the right direction. Still one possible mine that could cause problems here. Super Trucky, though, able to hear it. Oh! Did he fall victim to another mine? Oh, Super Truck! He is on top of it. He is on top of the mine. Yeah, there he goes. I don't know how he didn't get it before, but he ended up. All right. Well, at the end of the day, mine's effective, but unfortunate third guy made their way back into there, taking that out. Oh boy. Better late than never on the mine, but unfortunately it was a little too late to save the garrison. But look at this, RMC making big push right up the middle here. Biggest push they've had so far. Ingrid Crayon, though, looking to try to get back in, avenge his sector, as he definitely feels this is his to own. Medium Sherman not able to do too much as it kind of just sits there on the backside. Sweet and Goose here. Just in a stalemate here as some type of explosive goes off based on the range that had to have been a satchel. But not taking out any of the guys here on the inside. So not sure quite exactly what it was, but at the end of the day, they have been eliminated. But Ash looking, can he get an angle here on that tank as it's being pinged out now on the command chat side. But with that, RMC making big pushes here and getting people here into the north as well. Crutch able to get back in here. OP going up. Kamikaze, though, trying to get around. Will he be able to get close enough? No. Kamikaze going the other direction. T-minus 15, maybe 12 seconds before Crutch is able to go ahead and get some spawns off of that OP. That would be big for his guys if he can. Because with only 2 bad guys here in the north for the 79th, Pepper and Group able to get across. Good work as more and more people here for the 79th having to come off garrisons. It appears OPs continue to be wiped here in the north. Looks like no garrisons, no OP spawn off of the initial one here. But Huge Ass peeking around after Shadow Snatch, able to go ahead and be taken down. Huge Ass going to get close enough to take out that garrison. Empire able to get in though. Empire firing with the SCG, able to take out Huge Ass, leaving Crutch with the ability to go ahead and put a new OP up here. Going to be about a minute before he can do so. Kyle looking around on the southern side of that opening here. But Crutch able to go ahead and continue to hold that sector here as Empire now holding to the north. Appears to have a good little action here. Shadow Snatch's OP looks to have been able to spawn him back in. As now we have that 76 up here in the north. As more and more 79th players push in, it might be too much for Crutch to go ahead and handle. As he is all alone trying to get that OP right back up. Blood Reaper falling down. But little does Crutch know he's got 5 other guys right on the backside there. D-Dum, though, not able to get across the boats before Crutch was eliminated. But yeah, good marking here for the Axis. Go ahead and call in for some Artie here. Artie help is RMC now. Biggest push they have here into the point going through the little factory complex here. That's one of the difficult things for the Axis. So if you get into this point, you lose it. There are only a certain number of places that you can get in to this point. So from 79th, you really have to watch 3 main sectors. Really could prevent a lot of guys, a lot of issues from coming in. Looks like Precision Strike just barely missed here on the 76 here. Definitely injuring it. But Kyle and Huge Ass are going to be able to get that right back up into ship shape here. But RMC is still holding their ground here and getting people into the small factory complex here south of the canal. So good on them. Could end up being a good push section here for RMC if they can continue to flood people in. As all the 79th guys are forced to come off the southern side. For those of you that are interested, I'm also co-casting today's match here with the legendary Smithers. Smithers cast on the other side here. And he's going to be looked at on the 79th side. So color's just going to be flipped a little bit over there for him. I invite you to go ahead and take a peek at his stream as well. If you could, make sure you like, subscribe to both groups, as we try to do the best we can to provide as much quality Hell Let Loose content for all of you guys out there in the universe. Share this passion project here that many of us have for this game, and the fun, the wonderful experiences, the communities it brings together. Smithers also has some plenty of good videos for anybody that might be Goose, though. Hang on, side note, Goose going right at it, making sure that not taking any chances to eliminate the threat there, pulling out the big gun and just firing it right across the boxes there. Anyway, as I was saying, Smithers has a good amount of videos for those interested in looking to try to get into the Hell Let Loose competitive sphere. I should go ahead and check those out. He offers a good step-by-step process on how you can go ahead and do that. Plenty of good communities out there, both on the console side and the PC side. This matchup today in TPL is all console-based players. No cross-play at the moment for this game. All these guys going to be on the PlayStation or the Xbox out there right now. As Big L able to get behind, take out this garrison here for RMC, as Poppy unable to go ahead and defend it. Big L go ahead and clearing out the rest of that push here for RMC, as it looks like it is continuing to fizzle out. Most of the movement now to the south. Let's go ahead and take real fast a look here. Jack off here doing some more danger back here. Was he able to get that garrison? He was able to get that garrison. So front door garrison here for RMC down, leaving for the opportunity for more and more people here for 79th to go ahead and push into rail crossing. As they're doing well to go ahead and open up that northern side. Be interesting to see what type of action here the 79th has in store here to see if they can get any type of push over onto rail crossing here. Commander AJ Gray taking a supply truck down off the southern side. See what kind of damage he can do with some garrisons down there in that area. As RMC appears to be just not collapsing, but being compacted back into the rail crossing side, having lost that entire section south of the canal now. Rocket missing Poppy and company here. Not missing the second time, though, as he steals the kill from his buddy there, Clash. Poppy popping the flare on up, trying to get an idea of where all these guys are coming from. As it just continues to flood more and more red bodies here across the way here into the friendly section of the RMC. As Clash and Super Truck and company just are kind of like just mowing their way through some of these RMC players. Clash all the way now to the northern portion of rail crossing here. Pretty much owning that entire section between Canal Crossing and south of Customs. So 79th might be stretching themselves a little bit here. Need to get something established up here to try to get some type of anchor point here. Otherwise, this could all collapse really quickly as Swede appears to be moving on up. But Super Truck really just kind of going at it here, continuing to eliminate more and more people. But Super Truck finally falling victim to the members of the RMC as Sammy's able to get a good angle on him and take him out. However, Clash looking to get an OP up in the backside. This could be a good spawn section here if he is able to go ahead and do so. Just need to wait out the timer as he is currently waiting for it to most likely place it within the last 2 minutes. But setting himself up nicely to go ahead and get as many people back there as he possibly can. All right. So 79 still doing very well holding the north with a little hiccup that we had earlier in the section here just a few minutes ago. Appears they've recovered very nicely. With the help of their 76 now, appear to be very well in control. See the axis got across, it appears, on the transport truck, or at least tried to make it across. But unfortunately, driver fell victim to bullets, rockets, could have been anything, but not able to go ahead and get that finish there. It appears that Allied Artie is now landing on the eastern side of that canal, trying to open it up. Tiger Tank 76 might not know it, but they are on a collision course here. As soon as this Tiger crests this hill, though, that 76 is in a good little spot to be able to see him. Who will get the first shot? As the 76 gets taken out. All right. Medium punching up above its weight class. Good work on the Panzer IV side to be able to coordinate with that Tiger tank. Both of them working together. Able to go ahead and get that 76 out of there. Let's see, they're marking a tank back here as well. I'm not seeing it. It sounded like there was one. Oh, there it is. There's our 76. Second 76 right over here. Able to get a hit on it. That is quite the engagement here, though. As he is able to thread the needle, taking out the Tiger tank in the north. Good tank battles here in the north going on. It's 176 eliminated, one Tiger eliminated, leaving a medium Panzer IV here for the Axis, and a 76 there on the north for the Allies. But Tree appears to have been able to get himself into a nice little spot right here. Just slowly making his way across this little bridge right here. So things appear all quiet up here on the northern portion here of Canal Crossing. A little bit of an incursion here from RMC, now looking to control the road here and the church. But unfortunately, Executioner and Goose just coming back down and just clearing out this incursion for RMC. Let's take a look at spawns. RMC able to get this garrison back up here in the back. Nobody in the area right now, so they're doing very well at defending that. Could be a problem here for 79th. If they're able to get down and get this garrison right here, we'd be in business now. Looks like enemy garrison for the 79th is back up behind point, acting pretty much as an airhead would. Just without the noticeable falling from the sky that an airhead would have to do. So that could be big here. 79th looks to try to get some type of pressure here. So we've been kind of stalemated here since we originally got that initial matchup here. Hang on, we're going to come back here because we got some more tank action going on. Firing at the husk of the Panzer IV potentially. Because I don't see anything there in the north outside of that heavy that's right there. Yeah, I'm not quite sure where that Panzer IV is firing at. Could have just been the husk of its former self there. The cap progress coming in on Canal Crossing here for 79th. Now this is going to focus a lot of people to come right back here into the middle here for RMC, which could leave that outside garrison plenty open here as 79th could look to potentially get more and more bodies back as they see cap progress starting to come in. Competitive hell let loose. Normally it is not the very first push that you get onto a point that ends up getting it for you. Defenses normally are very responsive and able to get people back pretty quickly to get back up on top of things. However, that third, maybe fourth push, as the commanders start to feel out the enemy defenses, could end up being the thing that gets it to fly on back in favor of you and eventually get it to push over the edge. Each time forces more and more bodies of the defensive team to suck back into the middle sector, open up some room for your friendly forces to potentially make ground along that front line. Now, we did see some cap progress flicker here on Canal Crossing, so 79th looks like they are moving plenty of bodies around, now having two garrisons up in the back lines there. Commander AJ Gray being definitely very active there in the back lines there, looking to try to balance out how many people are needed there as we hear a bombing run starting to come in. Where is it going to be going? It could potentially take out one garrison to the north. Let's see if it gets close enough to get it. It's there right on the left side of our screen. Will it continue going far enough? It does go a little bit past the line, but it looks like it's going to be too far to the east, unfortunately, to be able to take that out. So garrison's still staying up for the 79th. But with that, starting to flicker here on Canal Crossing, but more and more bodies for the 79th being pushed back into rail crossing now. So we are, my friends, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, having ourselves a good handy dandy cap race here, as this second push of people from the 79th onto rail crossing appear to be moving in their favor as it continues to tick in favor of the 79th. Secondary bombing run coming in for the Axis, or for the Allies, by Commander AJ Gray. Let's go ahead and see if they will be able to clear out this incursion here as we're going right at the gut here for the Axis forces. Okay, second push, not fully able to get it taken out here on Rail Crossing, but able to get about 2/3 of the way, or about let's go ahead and say about 40% of the way. Good bombing run coming in though, clearing out a good number of people as Crutch is going to be able to eliminate it there as well. Kami Beegs though, falling victim as Swade and McDowell able to go ahead and continue to hold that pressure here on the western side of that factory complex. All right, so second push did not get it for 79th, but it looks like they are loading up to try to potentially go for a third. Commander AJ Gray sending an airhead down in an area where it is going to be controlled by his guys. Back over here as Yurt and Jackoff here to be in good positions. Go ahead and make sure that airhead lands safely. I imagine if this airhead lands, we will see a major influx of 79th players as they are well set up to go for the last spot here, as we can see the glowing outline of where that airhead's going to land. Right above our head. All right. So, RMC, no doubt, able to see that airhead coming down, but nobody there, unfortunately, to be able to receive it. That is being boxed out very well by the 79th. Goose, Yurt, and Jackoff hold the line, making sure their teammates get in here as Lord Banana Jesus looks to just try to get a strong push into that area. Saw exactly where it landed. Gets marked here. Lord Banana Jesus able to go ahead and respond to his team there. As far as resources go, nothing at the moment to be able to put it on there, but Lord Banana Jesus able to take out Yurt, opening up the way here. If Goose can't hit him, Goose is going to be between him and the wall. Lord Banana Jesus, though, trying to find where that airhead is. Hot Doc, though, coming around. Oh, we're close. Lord Banana Jesus getting closer. Lord Banana Jesus sees the airhead. Will he be able to get onto it? Oh, Hot Doc, though, able to jump the wall, saving the airhead. And now we're going to see a giant spawn in from the 79th, most likely. But not before we see Cap Progress moving in here for this RMC. So we've got our lines muddied up just a little bit, but it makes it exciting here for us as the viewer to be able to see all the fun stuff that's going on. Exo not able to save the airhead as Matty Pateo able to get the grenade over enough to be able to take out the airhead, but still having garrisons on the backside. 79th, no doubt, still going to be looking to try to get bodies forward, as they are set up very nicely for a push. If they are able to get this point, it'll be hard for RMC to go ahead and get right back into it. As more and more 79th bodies falling victim to the defensive infantry here, we're going to go ahead and peek on over and see what things look like here for the allies of the 79th here on their defense point. All right, and with that, Commander AJ Gray and crew appear to have now owned the entire northern portion of the canal, owning customs. So good work as they were able to go ahead and use that momentum to clear out that customs, allowing people to get all the way across those canals. Not even having the threat now of RMC pushing up against that wall. So RMC only has their incursion right here off this garrison. If this garrison falls, this could be a really difficult time. They'll be forced to come off of the backside garrison they have that currently is locked out. Lieutenant Colonel Alan G just trying to hold and save face here, making sure this garrison stays up as he is hiding right there in the corner, being a nasty little spot there, as anybody that pushes up into there will be surely eliminated by him. Alan, Take him out, Alan. Alan, no! No, Alan! No! Garrison eliminated. As Alan, unfortunately, must have had his map pulled up before he dipped around that corner. Did not see the 79th member push on up to take out that Garrison. All right, and as we see it now, RMC is starting to get that push off the southern side. So here we have the delicate balance of 79th trying to push onto the attacking side with the Axis trying to push down in. Now, question we have to ask, did 79th throw themselves too far into it yet? This Garrison falls. Could be a very interesting push here and ending in the last 30 minutes here. Is RMC going for the box out on the southern side? Not winning the fight in the north, so trying to take what they can. Definitely in favor of that, especially with 30 minutes left in this season. Win or go home, baby. Trying to pull out all the stops, make sure you don't go home and leave anything out there on the battlefield today. Finzi, though, able to take out an OP, it looks like. Will Finzi be able to get around and get the Garrison? Go ahead and go into our X-ray vision here so we can see Finzi through the wall, able to take out Dr. Pepe. Will Finzi be able to hear the Garrison? Oh, takes a quick jump around, moving up on the Garrison. Finzi holding the hero move. He is on top of the Garrison. Lord Nutmeg trying to get back there in time. Oh, but unfortunately Finzi able to take it out. Lord Nutmeg not able to get back there fast enough. Are there any supplies in the area? It does not appear there are. Well, actually it appears there were. This Garrison goes right back up here, Lord Nutmeg, and saying that's not a problem. You can have the points. We'll get our guys back in, no problem. Garrison locked out here on the backside. As Big L looking to move on up. How many mines do we have guarding it now? We've got 2. Big L able to take out D-Dub. But as we have, as we saw in the earlier one, we are here for the mine kills. Executioner not even going to try it. Steering clear of the Garrison. All right, Medium Sherman coming to join the party. Looks like RMC have been able to go ahead and establish themselves back in their defensive sector, still having to compete with a few of those Garrisons in the backside. Top one for 79 currently is locked out as that Medium Sherman, or sorry, 76 going by. And that's what we're here for, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we do it. The mine kills off this backside Garrison. A little Fusion fall a victim to it next. Fusion wisely going the other direction, still locking out the Garrison though. So we can see the mine right there. Garrison appears to be taken out by Fusion, but will Fusion throw his body around too much? Nope, he won't. Fortunately, second mine not able to get him, but nonetheless, still fun, because that's where we're getting our mine kills. Be fun to pull that up here in the end stats here. Just see how many mine kills RMC ends up with, as they all probably came from defending that Garrison. All right, so 24 minutes left. At the most, we're going to see 2 possible bombing runs for both sides. Supplies coming in here for the Axis. No, allies, sorry. Allies. For some reason, my brain just decides that, you know, red is Axis and blue is allies. Don't know why. But in this matchup today, blue is Axis, red, allies. Fuzz taking out Paul Bomber. Fuzz taking that down. Lord Nutmeg, though, getting a shot on him. Able to take him out. So it looks like 79 no longer have anybody up there in the area of customs. Having to being forced to retreat all the way back across. Looks like unable to get a garrison up there in the north. Be interesting to see if they look to try to get bodies back over onto that side, or if they just go ahead and say, you have to come to us. Which in itself is an okay strategy, especially on Canal Crossing, moving with 20 minutes left. Appreciate you guys all joining us here today for this TPL action. Semifinals Division 7. Winner looking to face the winner of the RDG matchup. RDG and DLB. Also had the opportunity to cast that one at the very first of the season. That'd be a very good one as well. Highly suggest you guys look at that one. Angry Crayon, though, moving up on the backside. Pepper not knowing that he's there. But good for Pepper. Angry Crayon might not know he's there either. As an artillery shell takes them both out, unfortunately. We'll have to come and resume their story here in a momentarily once they're able to spawn back in. But 79th moving in here, looking very good when it comes to the defensive side. Pulling up our handy dandy drawing tool. Owning pretty much all of this sector right here. Now Garrison up to the north. Garrison placements. Currently looking at Garrison down there on factory. Garrison up in the north. Again, leaving them both the opportunity to go ahead and push back up into here. So set up very nicely for the last little bit here. What kind of tricks will we have in store here? Will we see any other cap movement? Will RMC be able to get themselves here on top of this middle cap sector, or will 79th be able to push their way on into the rail crossing point? Still having both garrisons up there in the backside. If anybody were to make some movement here, I'd say 79th is at the moment set up the best. However, don't discount RMC at the moment. Don't discount him yet. As Cash and his tank crew look to be trying to own this southern side here. Exo looking most likely to try to get some type of satchel here. But Sammy able to go ahead and eliminate that threat as well. Will Clash take the high road? Little known, one of my favorite ways to get back up into this point here. If you're not an officer, you can jump right up here onto that wall, run all the way down. You can find yourself here into the northern cap. Or if you are an officer, placing an OP right here, in case you're jumping on the wall, jumping up and over, and you get right here into this sector. So you go ahead, feel free to use that in your next pub match. No need to credit me. But all the fun little angles that people can find in this game. New ones being found every day. Keeps it leads to part of the fun. Precision strike coming down. Will it get it? Stuka firing it. Bomb going off. Looks like it was just behind the 76. Just to the side of the 76. Unfortunately, probably killed his tracks. Took out the repair station for sure. But 76 alive to fight another day. So two close calls here for Commander Lieutenant Colonel Alan G. But unfortunately, neither one of them striking pay dirt. It's both tanks that have been precisioned have stayed alive. All right. Looks like some Axis supplies landing right there in the front section there. Oh, this could be interesting as the north. Nobody currently there for 79th. With people trying to get across. We've got a truck looking to come in and brave the drop. As Lieutenant Colonel Alan G unfortunately falls victim to Blood Reaper or Huge Ass. Looks like the truck not damaged though at the moment. Could potentially get another officer down in there as Tubbs is going to be looking to try to get back to that. That is the golden ticket of getting across this canal. But it appears that the garrison here in the north side of Customs gave it away as he flew on right by. Because we heard a rocket go right to left over our head. Trey firing at something back there. Most likely trying to hit that, that little transport truck. But we still have our grave, our wreck here of half track in the north. Just kind of taunting us, unfortunately. Does block off that entire section, though. Make it more and more difficult to get across. For the Axis, they try to run that. Worst thing that would have happened is that truck got through for Lieutenant Colonel Alan G just to be stopped by the half track. So we'll be interested to. I'll be interested to see if that continues to go that way. Crutch looking to try to make his way across the bridge. Will he be able to do it? No, as Trey takes him out. Fortunately, 2 of the guys fell down, but the third one, unfortunately, was not able to, wasn't able to elude Trey there. Bombing run coming in. Not going to be the final bombing run. Looks like a bombing run for the 79th. Falling most likely on top of supplies that were dropped here in the area, but it looks like those no longer are there. Nothing going to happen there for Commander AJ Gray, but it could definitely scared a few of the RMC guys. Make sure that they know who's in charge of this section. And unfortunate there as the Artie comes and takes out the crewman trying to save the tank. Get a little repair action going on there in the backside. But little do they know that a 76 looking to peek the corner potentially here in a moment. As that 76 owns that middle lane, nothing getting up there as that 76, if that 76 stays up there. Everyone here at Falcon Studios wishes you guys all a happy new year. Thank you again for joining us here as we look to get to the last 15 minutes of action here over Canal Crossing between 79th and RMC. RMC and 79th looking for a good push on that middle cap off the rip, but 79th able to go ahead and get the majority of that push going for them. Able to go ahead and take the control of Canal Crossing, and since that point have owned it. Has flickered a couple times for RMC, but as of right now, no cap yet for RMC. 79th also able to get some good cap pressure back here on rail crossing, but not able to go ahead and get that either. Only getting about 40% of the way capped there. But so far, they are the team with the most pressure on the opponent's attacking point, or on the opponent's defensive point, sorry. Looks to have an airhead landing in the north, but G-Squad appears to be right under that, ready to receive it. Go ahead and give Welsh a little bit of screen time here to see his moment of glory. Electing not to go for the manual dismantle, but throwing grenades all over it, as Welsh is able to get that removed. Those baseball skills from growing up playing in the back lots of his hometown, all coming in benefit there as he's able to make sure that grenade lands home. True and home. Lieutenant Colonel Alan G, though, able to get across. Look at this. We have him. No garrison put up yet, though. There are supplies there for Lieutenant Colonel Alan G, though. He's looking just to get across. Will he be able to get the garrison? He will. He is on top of it right at the moment. Kamikaze not realizing he's there. Lieutenant Colonel Alan G, though, taking a moment to make sure that he takes that out. Lieutenant Colonel with the kill, with the garrison, and with the supplies. Huge ass running right behind him, though. Will he be able to get away in time? Oh, Lieutenant Colonel Alan G not able to get it in time. This huge ass able to go ahead and get the fire on there. Fortunately for them, no garrison up, so nobody is able to go ahead and spawn. They're going to be forced to take another transport truck across the way. As more and more bodies for the 79th continue to make their way across here. As of right now, not a single blueberry with the exception of maybe G Squad that just entered the zone and got killed in the soft cap. Oh, G Squad wasn't even in the soft cap. So 79th completely locked out of Canal Crossing here, locking out all of RMC. RMC not going to be able to have another airhead in time. So they're going to be forced to go ahead and push all their bodies up right up the middle, it looks like, is what they're looking to go for. Just try to make a dive right down in the middle of hard cap. So time continues to tick away here for the Axis to get back up into that point. The weirder things have happened, as we saw in the last matchup between these two. Anything is still on the table. 79th still working with one garrison locked out, though, in the north on the backside. Both teams being very disciplined in the defensive sectors, not allowing much progress, if any, from the opposing team. All right, but cap progress starting to come in now on the rail crossing side here for the 79th. Got some numbers back here. Will we see another airhead potentially drop for Lieutenant, or for AJ Gray? Sorry, not Lieutenant Colonel Alan G. He is on our side. But Clash and Protein Bar able to get control of that 3-story, which can make it very difficult for RMC if they do decide to throw an airhead right there in the back lot of that area. Could get a lot of people here for the 79th to push out and get into that point. Cap progress coming back in as no reinforces down yet for RMC, able just to do it naturally. Clash still holding strong here in the north, or in the top of that 3-story. Lord Banana Jesus able to clear the south 79th player. Sorry, I did not see who it was there. Slowly but surely, they are colliding on in, trying to crowd on in, get Clash out of there. Lord Banana Jesus making his way up. Who will win the fight? Lord Banana Jesus or Clash? Lord Banana Jesus able to get an angle on him. Clash not knowing that he's there. Lord Banana Jesus able to tiptoe his way on up. Taking out Clash from the north. Looks like a little incursion for RMC was able to get into the smaller factory complex, but fortunately for them, looks like it is being eaten out just as quickly, eaten up, sorry, as quickly as it came through. '76 still perched out here waiting for more and more bodies to go ahead and push down into that point. At least I thought yeah, there he is. Okay. He was hiding under me. Like I heard him. I know he's there. But with that, 79th making progress back here on rail crossing, 8 minutes remaining. Going back in favor of the defense with a spawn off the garrison there. How many bodies will 79th devote into this push here as that garrison in the north now is active again? Yurt, Goose, Super Truck, Jackoff. All putting pressure on the hard cap here. 79th with a very close garrison here. Well, let's see, where exactly is it? Right behind these buildings. Somewhere. Somewhere in this general area. There is a garrison. There it is. Found it. Okay. Locked out, though. Let's see, where are they? I mean, too bad it's not just a little bit farther south, or that garrison would really be putting a lot of people here into the point as we start to see it flicker in favor of 79th. This garrison back here, the only thing holding it up here for 79th, or for RMC. 79th able to take it out. Really could go a long way, as Aurelius now is the only person back here. Ball Bomber, unfortunately not knowing the Falcon. Quick way over the walls here. Jackoff taking out Ladam. Oh, but with the satchel play, getting the garrison here. 79th now in full control of the hard cap, leaving RMC in a very difficult spot to try to get back up into the point here. With unfortunately a bombing run going up over the north side, not going to get a lot of anything up there, unfortunately, as no garrisons currently in the area. It is going to block it out from the north, though, as a push does come in. Cap progress starting to come in here for RMC. Will they be able to hold it? As now, if they are able to get back into rail crossing and defend it, they might have a chance. But unfortunately, as it currently stands, 79th in full control of the hard cap right now of rail crossing here. But for those boys on the push, the offensive push, they need to keep going on in. Maintain a little bit of that pressure as 79th is responding back. All the bodies from the north pushing down in. But leaving RMC in a very difficult situation. No reinforced down yet. Plenty of manpower, though. Could that reinforce be pushed down here? It's being eaten up. Sam, the only person that'll be able to provide any additional support, as they are the only person in the middle of the hard cap here. 79 still ticking away. Sammy gone. No reinforce will be able to help it. And with that, 79 is going to go ahead and go up 4-1. With 5 minutes remaining, 79th almost locking it in. Gonna manually update our scoreboard here. Just a moment. Cap progress coming back in real quickly here, though, for RMC, as many of them have responded back off of garrisons there in the backside. Airhead, though, landing. Commander AJ Gray looking to try to get more and more bodies there, but Lord Banana Jesus going to land right on top of him as 3 men jump on top of that airhead and make sure it's all gone. Clash, though, going all in here. Getting up into the hard cap as a bombing run here for the 79th appears to be coming in. Will it get... Is it close enough to get that garrison? I don't think it is. I do not believe it is. But Clash going in, trying to do what he can to get this into a 5-0 here for the 79th. Bombing run inbound. Does not appear that it is close enough to get that garrison, so it will stay up and live another day here. As RMC now getting themselves in full control of the hard cap here. Not wanting to say they lost this one 4-1. How quickly will they be able to respond and get people right back up on a point? As they will have only about a minute to be able to do so. Start cap progress. Proxy satchel going off. So with that, RMC is going to go ahead and take back in rail crossing. Go ahead and lead themselves back to a 2-3 here. With 1 minute and 12 seconds, will they be able to get pressure back up onto this point? It's Manny Petito. Addy Petito trying to do everything he can to try to gain a foothold here in the hard cap sector. OP is up. Lord Nutmeg, though, looking to try to get around as Matty Petito unfortunately does fall. Will anybody be able to come off of his OP before Nutmeg gets around the corner? Yes, we do get a couple spawns here. Unfortunately, not our fearless leader here for A Squad. But this is Papa able to go ahead and get people back in there. Big L, go ahead and hand Papa a big L there. As Luke now being the only one there. Taking out Big L. So lots of fighting here in the trenches here as Angry Crayon looks to try to get back up. Taking out Luke here. Eliminating the threat all on the hard cap. So with that, 79th able to get more and more pressure back here. Looks like they are trying to get route crossing again. Could potentially lead themselves with a 4-1 victory if they're able to do that, but it looks like they are going to just pull people back. Play it safe here. Go into the prevent defense. There's 5 seconds remaining here. Cap progress needs to start coming in. Does not appear that it's going to happen. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, RMC fortunately going to fall 2-3 to 79th here. 79th going to be able to move on. Face the winner of RDG and DLB in the finals matchup here of Division 7. Well fought match though for both sides. Neither side wanted to give an inch. 79th able to go ahead and break through, which I think killed all of the momentum for RMC. But 79th doing very well, being very disciplined on the backside, not giving up any inches to the constant bombardment of RMC, which unfortunately will fall onto the losing side today. But at the end of the day, both teams coming in giving it a heck of a fight. Appreciate that all the prep that went into this. Know that both sides definitely put hours and hours and hours of prep into planning the strategies, into planning how they would go about attacking these points. And when it came to the execution, looks like 79th able to get the edge. Be very interested to see what the final kill count looks like once we are able to go ahead and get this pulled up here upon the conclusion of the match. Again, I appreciate you guys all joining us today. If you could help us out, any likes, any subscribes, greatly appreciated on the Falcon Cast, on the Falcons, this broadcast here from Falcon Studios. Appreciate you guys all helping us out as we look to try to continue to just spread the wonderful competitive sphere that we have here in the Hello List community. Appreciate you all sticking around for a full 90 minutes. Listen to some guy in a dark room talk about a video game that we all just love. So, who should get the award of the match here for the RMC side? Commendation of the match, our star of the game here for the Axis Forces. I'm going to go ahead and give it up to Lieutenant Colonel Alan G. Never giving up, always trying to find ways to get his guys up there into the area. But unfortunately, 79th just being too strong and not giving any inches when it comes to trying to get back up into that point. So with that, though, Lieutenant Colonel Alan G, go ahead and accept the commendation there as my man of the match. And here, as we wait for people to go ahead and get back into this match, as we wait for it to flip, got to wait for another minute here. Going to send you back over here into our matchup screen. As we wait to get the stats pulled up here in just a moment. All right, still looking to try to find it. Looks like our links aren't currently working, so give us just a few more seconds. We'll look to try to get that pulled up for you guys. As our link that was supposed to be for the US East server number 2, which is what I thought we were on playing on. All right, I found it. Okay, here we go. I'm pulling it on over. Okay. So as it currently stands. Okay. Total kills for the infantry going 794 here for the Axis. For the Allies, sorry. 662 for the Allies. 79 to add, giving the advantage there. Machine gun going 46 and 10. Artillery 54 and 31. Armor coming up big for the 79th. 114 to 66. Mine kills. 15 mines. Not going to say they all were on that garrison here for the RMC guys, but a lot of them were. But as it currently stands, it looks like definitely coming out on favor of the Allies on the kill count. Betis Aurelius finishes out with a top kill of 132 kills, almost taking twice as many kills as Clash and Goose there. So good on Betis Aurelius there to go ahead and get that here for the 79th. But with that, we'll go ahead and let you guys go back to your weekends. Appreciate you guys all joining us. Again, any likes, any subscribes you can go ahead and give to us. Much appreciated. And with that, see you guys next time on the battlefield. Falcon out.